So Adam, I'm very curious about this. In our discussions, you've shared that many higher end, higher accomplishing people, some of them maybe clients, actually do often do psychedelics as part of their regular self improvement, self care routine. This is not anything that is new. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson, all of those guys talk extensively about their use, and they actually encourage and support it. As a practicing, psychotherapist, and as a practicing specialist, what are your thoughts on this?
I can speak to the experiences of most of my higher income, higher performing clients. Many of them, the catalyst event for them coming in to start doing the attachment theory work with me, the relationship work, is in fact when they use these substances, and it opens their eyes to the way that they relate to other people. It allows them to take a step back for just a moment and zoom out on their experience and then see their relation to other humans instead of being locked into that moment to moment of terror and fear and all sort of lies that they tell themselves. So they come to me because they say, I have found X number of pieces out of alignment during this experience. I have fixed these two or three. And they don't usually come to me as the first thing. They say, I fixed these other pieces. You are the missing piece. Your work is the missing piece that I've uncovered. Help me click this into place. And it's fascinating when those individuals come in because they usually have a sense of the missing piece of what they need. They don't come to me and say, I have no idea. I don't know what I need. I'm just here. Fix me. Tell me what to do. They say, this is what I need. Help me facilitate this component. You're the only person I found that can do that. Help me click that in. That sort of clarity is, I don't want to say startling, but that level of clarity that they come in with is quite refreshing because they know what they need, even though they haven't dealt with my work before.
And that's part of the implementation and what you call the integration process of AME, because the question of what next truly stands, right? And coaching is a great way for men especially to take responsibility and ownership through the mentorship component. But then the hard work really is just begins then. So for the men who come to you through psychedelic use, I'm curious, Adam, what are some of the core challenges that they start with and that they solve by fixing whatever is they found in their relationship that was off?
Good question. So what I have found is that a lot of men who are very high performing, very driven individuals, but they're very closed off to other human beings. They're very closed off to emotional intimacy. They're closed off to any kind of rest that gathered with another person. They're closed off maybe to the feminine, receiving the feminine from a loving partner. They don't know how to do that. And they come in because they, through their experiences, they learn that there's a missing piece. They say, I'm not able to relax into this, right? Adi, I mean, you were talking about finding that masculine self and really embracing that self. These men, that's all they know how to do is the hyper masculine that drives them into exhaustion, but they don't even know the place for the feminine in their existence. So being able to be open and receive that love and care from a trusted partner, that's a huge element that they're missing.
What has your journey through relationships been like, and what has been your journey to being comfortable with your masculinity?
The journey with relationships, I've had several relationships with women who, in fact, before my psychedelic journey was one of my longest relationships with a woman who I loved so dearly. But I was very much in my hypermasculine. I was very much in the performance, work a lot, do a lot of work and performance. And I found that that's a core component of how men show up these days, right? It's fully performance based. In the bedroom, out of the bedroom, it's all performance based. Through my journey with psychedelics, shadow work, and I think there are so many different parts of the journey a man needs to go through. A core part of that is inner child work and really finding safety for that inner child to show up and play, because that's what gives safety to the external feminine when he finds it internally. And also tantric work, where you're really opening your sexual energies in your body and you're going through a sexual deconditioning process. That came after my psychedelic experiences. And sexual deconditioning, what that did for me was brought ownership of my sexuality.
Well, maybe if you can tell us first, what is it? Yeah, I think most of our audience don't even know what sexual deconditioning and tantric work even is. If you can tell us a little bit more about that before we continue, that'd be great.
So there's a beautiful book in this called Sex Matters by Osho, which I'd love a lot of people to connect with. The whole process of sexual deconditioning, sex is the driver, is the biggest driver of the entire world. Sex is creation. We're all created through an orgasm, right? But for some reason, the way the world has been shaped, we've been shaped to shun, mask, hide, and really have a lot of shame around our sexuality and our sexual expression. Sexuality is life force. That horniness, that connection, that desire, that's pure life force pulsing through you. And that is life trying to expand itself. And for me growing up, I'm sure with a lot of men, you first of all learn about sexuality through pornography. You act out many different patterns. You learn about how to perform. You're never really present, and you start to measure yourself against other people based on your egoic expression. What I found that the woman actually wants from you, and I'll get into sexual deconditioning in a second, what the woman actually wants from you is safety. And the only way a woman can perceive safety in you is when your internal feminine has safety in yourself. That's where you go into sexual deconditioning, because if you have parts of yourself that you're hiding sexually that you're not able to fully own, the little kinky things you do in the bedroom, if you're not able to stand in that with authenticity, you have sexual blocks of yourself and internal judgments of your own sexual life force expressing itself in the world. There is an inherent unsafety in your core essence, which is your sexual force. And through sexual deconditioning, there are many different processes that you need to go through here. You are essentially allowing yourself to open the door into all of your sexual expressions, as edgy as they might be, as scary as they might be, as weird as they might be, and you're stepping and owning your sexual force, expression, fantasies, all of that fully. And you're conditioning your body through a process of de-armoring, where you are unlocking, anyone can search body de-armoring, where you are unlocking your body's ability to channel energy. When you do that, and when I've done it, because I'm speaking from experience, your spinal column and the ability for energy to transmute from your lower base to your upper base magnifies. Sex with your partner becomes absolutely electric. And a fundamental thing happens in this practice with Tantra. Sexual deconditioning is removing the shame we attach to sex and sexual expression. Number one, you cannot own your masculinity fully as a man unless you are able to fully decondition yourself from your sexual proclivities.
If you like this clip, I know you're going to enjoy the full episode. You can watch it right here.